guys, you guys already know what time of the year it is based off the title, but if you guys aren't reading the title, it is the official top 7 best guns list for the brand new Season 5 Call of Duty Mobile update. And you guys know how this goes. Every single season, COD Mobile releases a bunch of new buffs and nerfs, and I make a video on what I personally believe to be the best weapons to use in both rank and competitive. So with that being said, let's go straight into the action. Now before we get on with our official top 5 list, we must talk about our 2 honorable mentions, and coming up as our first honorable mention is going to be none other than the Krig 6. The Krig 6 has been a very underrated AR for quite some time, but this was one of the weapons that I used the entirety of Stage 5, which yes, it is the Call of Duty Mobile World Championship, which Tribe Gaming ended up taking home. I will always talk about it every single chance that I get. Wait. That's not proper. Every single chance that I get. With this gun, it is basically a mix of both an AR and SMG style, which is one of the reasons why I preferred it over any other AR, because you guys know me, I'm both aggressive and passive based off of the circumstance of what I am in, and the Krig gives me the ability to make sure I fulfill both of those duties, especially when it has great damage, great mobility, great recoil control, and great accuracy for every single range when it comes to short, mid, and long. If you guys want to use my setup, it is going to be on the screen right now. This is definitely one of the best, if not the #1 Krig 6 setup in my opinion. But what am I supposed to know? Because as you guys know, I call every single gun the #1 gun. Now for our next honorable mention, we have the Kilo 141. And yes, I know this is surprising. This weapon has been the best, if not the #1 AR for ages now, ever since it's come out. But unfortunately, this weapon is no longer in the top 5 list in my opinion. I know it got a buff that increased its overall chest multiplier by 1.2. But unfortunately, as I said before, there are just better guns in this current meta, especially with everybody becoming more aggressive in today's meta, since, as always, it is none other than SMG meta, which makes this weapon not as good as it once was. And with that being said, if you guys want a great build that can still 3-shot if you guys hit 2 body shots and 1 headshot, this is the build for you. It is still great for everyone playing aggressive and going up against those CBRs. Plus, it is also good for those people who love standing still on those headies like a statue and beaming people from those long ranges. Now that we are officially done with our 2 honorable mentions, we are now going to be heading to our official top 5 list. And starting off with this list, we have the UL736, which has been a fan favorite for a lot of you guys, and it has actually been one of my favorites to replace the Holger 36, which, keep in mind, was one of my favorite ones because of the fact that I could spray and pray. But that does not matter, because the UL736 is great because of the mere fact that it can do a 3-shot potential. And who doesn't love a gun that can not only kill enemies super fast, but can also be great for close range, especially if you use my build. Now keep in mind, if you guys do use my build, you guys will need to work on your recoil control, but it doesn't really matter. All you have to do is pull down just like any other gun, and boom, you call it a day. And with that being said, let's get on into number 4. Now up on number 4, we have the runner-up king of all SMGs, and that is going to be none other than the Switchblade X9. And what makes the Switchblade X9 extremely good is the fact that it is a beam when it comes to close and mid range. It's not really that great in long range, but if you do decide to go up against an AR long range, good luck to you, you're probably gonna lose the fight. This gun right here is mainly good in maps such as Standoff and Summit and Nuketown, but like I said, I'm more used to playing comp, so I don't really know all of the ranked maps. You guys probably know more than I do, but that is for another day. This gun also has a great time to kill, great mobility, and the accuracy is pretty good, especially if you build it for some good BSA. And if you guys want my build, here it is on the screen right here. I do actually use disabled, and the reason why is because there are a few times where you're gonna hit the legs, and with them becoming slower, you have a higher chance of tracing them because of the fact that they slow down and you can hit your shots more easily. Speaking of guns that can be crowned as the kings, we now have the new #1 AR, which is the official official king for Call of Duty Mobile, and that is going to be the LK24. Yes, the LK24 has officially dethroned the Kilo, and here's why. With the recent buffs that the LK got, it went from being one of the few ARs that people were using to being one of the most overused in recent seasons, and that's for a good reason, because of the fact that they not only increased its overall damage when it comes to certain multipliers in the body, but they also help the BSA and the overall accuracy, which makes it a lot better than the Kilo. And on top of it being like that, this weapon right here also has a 3-shot potential, which is absolutely crazy for an AR. So if you guys have been bored of the Kilo 1-for-1 meta, make sure to pick up the LK24 because it is the new king on the block. And let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Here is going to be my setup. If you guys want to have some fun, you guys can make sure you tweak it. It is meant for close to mid-range battles and also long range, but I like my mobility and my ADS speed, so this is the one for me. Now that we're nearing to our top 2 guns on this top 7 list, we now have the SKS sitting at number 2, which in my opinion is probably going to be like that for a while. Now me personally, I'm not that big of a fan when it comes to marksman rifles, especially since this gun was so good that it got banned in competitive. So that itself should speak a lot of volume, but this gun right here has a 1-shot potential at all ranges, only if you do hit the head. But if you guys are like me and have shit aim and can't hit the head 100% of the time, which keep in mind, it is okay to miss the head every single time, that doesn't matter, because you can still hit the body 2 times and get a kill from short, mid, and long range. So if you guys want to give this gun a go, feel free to do so. It's not really my kind of style because you really need to stay back and hold those headies and hold those lanes, which is, as you guys know, not really my play style, but it is fun to use here and there. This is going to be my setup on the screen right now. This is actually the setup that I've gotten from Space and Lucas Season, which keep in mind are one of the best SKS users in all of Call of Duty Mobile. So with that being said, let's go into our number 1 gun for the brand new Season 5 update of Call of Duty Mobile. So yes, for the moment you guys have been waiting for, the number 1 gun for the Season 5 update for COD Mobile is once again the CBR4. I'm not really surprised saying that as much anymore because of the fact that this weapon has been at the top of the leaderboards for a long time, and it is a number 1 gun for a good reason. The reason why is because if you guys want a weapon that is good for close range and mid range, the SMG is a good way to go. But the one special thing about this SMG is the fact that it is a beam long range, which makes it an AR at that point as well. And on top of that, it is a good mobility based SMG, it is a good damage based SMG, it is a good accuracy based SMG, and all in all, it is my go-to gun for any single map, no matter if I'm doing good or bad, because I can make sure I trust all my skills on the CBR4 to do the work for me, especially since it is a pretty easy gun to use, especially with the fact that it has 50 total bullets, which means I can also spray and pray. Now, if you guys want my build, it is going to be up on the screen right now. I actually do switch around here and there depending on what I feel, but as of right now, as I mentioned earlier, this is the build that I use. Also, the build I'm going to be using going into the Stage 3 competition of the World Championship, so make sure you guys watch out for that gameplay. It will be coming up very soon. With that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy my top 7 best guns list for Call of Duty Mobile. If you guys agree or disagree with any of my selections, make sure you guys comment down below what your guys' top 7 guns list is, and I'll see you guys in the next one.